If Charles Dickens wrote a novel about high school football, he might have titled it A Tale of Two Halves, and that's exactly what it was tonight at Bob Black Field on senior night. The first half, not so great for the Fulton Falcons. The second half made for a very happy senior night as the Fulton Falcons rallied to knock off the Carter Hornets in a huge game in Region 2-4A by the final score of 42-35. Welcome to a extra late night edition of Fulton After Dark, live from the WKCS television studios here at Fulton High School. This is Russell Mays, joined by the head coach of the Fulton Falcons, Justin Long. And Coach Long, tonight just has to be a night you have to be so proud of your football team.
Wow, had every opportunity to roll over when it was 28-7. And showed a lot of just what we talk about every day, and that's what I'm most proud of, just the idea of, we talk about overcoming adversity. We talk about not looking at the scoreboard and how easy would it have been when it was 28-7 and just say, hey, that's it, we're just going to roll over and take it.
Well, tonight being senior night, and that is such a unique ceremony, it means a lot to the kids, but it brings in a lot of extra emotion. Mm-hmm. And it seemed like early in the ball game, the Falcons were kind of out of sorts.
Yeah, it seemed it was weird. The first quarter, there was a lot of different things going on, and I'm working like crazy just to try to bring the energy down and bring our focus back to getting it where it needs to be, and that's blocking and tackling, and that's playing the next play as best we can, and that's playing for each other. So it was a little bit off, and I really worked like crazy just to try to bring the energy down. And senior night is special, and we just wanted to try to not let there be a lag coming off for senior night, and there was a little bit of a lag for sure.
Well, and we talked about on the preview show that Carter has an outstanding football team with a lot of athletes all over the field. And some really big linemen, and kind of your worst fears were realized as Carter got on the board first to take a 7-0 lead, and it took just a little over 90 seconds for Carter to get in the end zone as they found a lot of things they really liked early in the running game.
Yeah, and it's you saw your greatest fears come to reality, and we weren't fitting it well. I don't think our eyes were in the right place as far as reading our keys. And they were able to gash us. It didn't take long at all. So that was hard to watch. But I knew going in that they were going to be a tough team for sure.
Well, Fulton is down 7-0 very early in the football game. But Rajon Womble gets to start at quarterback. And it's quite a different look for the Falcons, and something that you'd worked on over the break during the bye week, and really in the role he was put in tonight did an outstanding job.
Yeah, thrown in the fire. Luckily we had that extra week to kind of look at a few things and try to find something that he was comfortable with, and I think he handled it well. I think he was poised. Pre-game watching him, I was a little worried because some of those passes were going awry. But thankful that he was able to buy in. I think this is the most focused I've seen him this season, and he really managed the game well for us.
Well, and his touchdown pass to Derek Smith in the first quarter was just a beautiful throw and a great play by Derek.
Yeah, and that was a fourth down play, and and we tried to have like 3 passes that we knew we felt good about with Rajon, and that particular play was one of them, and he was able to execute. Derek ran a great route, made a good catch, and that was huge. For as far as the momentum, that was huge for us.
And for this football team, as the year has gone along, offensively on 3rd and 4th down, this team has really improved in getting those conversions.
Yeah, absolutely. Starts up front with the offensive line doing what they're supposed to do on that in any particular play. And then guys just being able to just take what we do at practice and bring it to the game. We throw routes on air probably more than we should, but we just try to get as much timing down as we can. And working with Rajon this week and the week prior, it was very important to try to get some things that he felt comfortable with.
So the Falcons tied up at 7-7, and then all of a sudden the Falcons find themselves in deep trouble as they give up 3 consecutive touchdowns to the Hornets. as Armenta gets a 9-yard touchdown run. And for the Hornets, he's a very shifty running back.
And hard to tackle. A guy that can hurt you catching it and running it. And, watching him on film, we knew. Our coaching staff was very aware of how explosive he and number 8 is, and those guys made some really big plays.
And the Falcons turn it over, a rare turnover for the Falcons, and then Carter gets another touchdown, and then midway in the second quarter, the Falcons give up another touchdown, and you see Carter ahead 28-7 with 7:36 remaining in the first half. What was your message to the team when it's 28-7 and things really seem like you're in trouble?
Yeah, I remember speaking in the headset to the coaches, and I said, guys, be positive, and that's all I could hear in my head is just, now's not the time to rip. Now's not the time to really get after them. Let's just try to bring the mood down and get it back to what we've talked about all season. And I wanted to greet them as they come off the field like I always do. I'm trying to give them 5. I'm not trying to be just overly cheerful, but just help them understand that, guys, like, there's plenty of time. We're just going to play the next play. The most important play is the next one. So, again, that's what we talked about, and that's what we tried like crazy to do.
And I think it's really a tenet of your program, staying positive, not panicking, I think is one of the big things. And I know that's something that you learned from Coach Black in the way that he operated with the team. Why do you think that's so important instead of, kind of having a negative approach when things are going bad, to just, hey, stay calm, stay positive?
Well, because in the moment, they're already feeling down. It was a bad play. They scored or whatever, or we turned the ball over, or we didn't make a tackle, or we jumped off sides. Whatever it is, it's understand that it's going to happen, but it's how the power is in the response. And I think the positivity is, okay, maybe I am good. Maybe it's not, because I'm really just trying to keep things from falling apart. I'm trying to keep us focused on our mission. And that's, man, we got to be the best blockers and tacklers on this play. We got to get after people. We got to play for each other. So we just try to bring everything that's going on in the outside world back to just playing that next play.
Well, and as things as bad as they were going for the Falcons, it really seemed like you were able to move the football. So you felt like, I know you had to feel like offensively there was a chance to keep yourself in the game.
Yeah, and that was the thing. It wasn't like we were just getting, blown up offensively. It wasn't like we couldn't move the football. There were some things there, but we just needed to play a little better. And then we needed to give ourselves a chance with some field position. And we were able to find a few things we liked.
Yeah, the Falcons get a huge answer after Carter goes up 28-7. Javon Molden back in the ball game. Screen pass, Rajon Womble. Again, there's that man again, Rajon Womble, a 62-yard touchdown run, and we saw some things out of him and just his athleticism tonight.
Yeah, explosive, playmaker, great with the ball in the hands. You think he has 2 explosive catches for touchdowns, and he also has a touchdown pass. He showed his ability tonight, and he was huge for us, stepping up when he needed to make plays, and we definitely needed every play he made tonight. And he done some great things defensively as well.
Yeah, 3 tackles for Womble, including a sack. Just a great night for him on a night that you desperately needed everybody to pitch in. You had some chances right before halftime, had a drive bogged down. So you go to halftime down 28-14. What was the message to the team?
Yeah, we usually try to meet as a staff right after halftime to kind of talk through some things, but I felt it was important tonight to get everybody in, coaches and players alike, get everybody in the team room and just say, hey, everything's fine. Like, we are in a good spot. We told you it was going to be tough. We told you it was going to be a game. There are no layups this time of year, especially when it's a region game and we're trying to earn something, so we expected it to be tough, and not just reminding them of blocking and tackling. Let's not reinvent it. Let's not try to go to a place we've never been before. We play the next play. We line up, we get the signal, and we go. So we just, again, tried to bring the mood down. Like, everybody's like, no, hey, we're all here. We're in a good place, and then we just talked about the importance of the next play. kickoff team. You know, they're going to kick off return. They're going to kick it to us. We need to score, and we need to score quick. You know, and again, we talked about that, and then we broke away and we talked about some things we needed to get done, and then we were able to come back after that and get ready for the third quarter.
You know, and I've said sometimes on the broadcasts, sometimes the worst thing that can happen to a team is halftime, when things are really going well for you. And it seemed like for Carter, that halftime break kind of came at a bad time,
For sure.
because it gave the Falcons a chance to really hit the reset button.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and I think they had the ball on our side of the 50 before half, you know, driving, and we were able to, I think maybe we got a penalty or a sack or something. We were able to get them off the field, and they decided to just take it to the half. But, you know, yeah, I mean, we were able to really kind of get back. We had made an adjustment defensively, and then, you know, at halftime we just said, guys, we're running our regular defense. We're just going to do what we do. You know it. You know, you should believe in it, and let's just go play, you know. And again, I think our guys responded well to just knowing that, hey, we're in good shape. Like, no reason to hit the panic button.
So the Falcons come out and do exactly what they have to do with the first drive of the third quarter. Just like Carter scored very quickly to open the game, the Falcons score quickly in the third quarter. Again, Molden to Womble, 38 yards for the touchdown.
Yeah, that was one of the more impressive plays I've seen, just with how he was able to kind of maneuver on the sideline and keep from going out. Made a few guys miss and look good doing it. Again, you know, a guy showing up, making plays, another guy that you have to account for when you're preparing for us. I'm just proud of him. You know, he's fun to be around. He's got a really good personality as I'm getting to know him more, and he's a really good player. You know, I think Rajon, I think he's just scratching the surface with how good he can be.
Falcons cut it to 7, and now you can sense it's a different team. And defensively, the Falcons were a completely different team in the second half.
Yeah, oh yeah. You know, I think we gave up one touchdown, and you know, we gave them a short field there with the interception late, and I know we'll get to that. But yeah, I mean, you know, Coach Brown, again, he's done a phenomenal job all season. The guys are bought in. I mean, I thought we hit some licks tonight. I thought Joe Moore played well. You know, I thought, you know, Vion Cash and those guys up front was able to get after the quarterback. You know, and we made some timely plays tonight when we needed them the most, and really proud of defensively just how well we were able to adjust. Again, we were running a little different scheme tonight, and then we were able to adjust and respond, and that's key in this game.
Now, some of the guys defensively that had a big night: Joe Moore, 14 tackles, a sack, and 3 tackles for loss.
Wow.
What an asset he's been to this football team.
Yeah, and he's been steady. You know, he's been that guy most of the year, probably not from a statistical standpoint, but he's been so good for us and just playing his role, taking pride in his role. And Joe's one of those that, you know, I think he understands what he's seeing. A lot of times he's getting the signal and getting guys lined up, so he is huge for us defensively.
Raymond Thomas, a guy that has been banged up, comes back in the ball game. Got banged up a couple more times in the game, but he just keeps on coming.
Man, he's so tough. Pound for pound, probably, you know, just one of our just biggest guys, and how hard he plays and how physical he plays at his size. Having him back definitely made a difference tonight.
And Nathan Francis had a big sack tonight.
Yeah, and you know, Nathan's one of those that, you know, we're on pretty hard every day, but I'm so proud of him to be able to make the plays he made tonight. Just getting after it, you know, and I think if he can continue to grow in that role there where he is, I think the sky's the limit for our defense if he can just keep getting better.
And Dennis Padilla, a guy we've talked about before, not only defensively just being available and being out there, again, a guy that's a little bit banged up, but also switching to him on kickoffs just so that you can kind of keep the ball on the ground.
Yeah, and that, you know, we're trying to do everything we can there to try to make it easier on us. And Dennis just came in there. You know, from a linebacker standpoint, I was really pleased with just how physical he was. You know, once we got back to our base stuff, and you know, I think Dennis knows what he's seeing. I think he's understanding a little better every day. And, you know, just going to try to keep him getting better. And I think the kickoffs were key for us. You know, he was able to come in and give us a little bit of a lift there, and, you know, he's a versatile player.
And I know you'll probably have some now hiring signs out for the kickoff team. It's something that
Yeah.
you've worked a lot on, and I know as a coach that's probably something that's extremely frustrating when you invest a lot of time in practicing something and it just doesn't work out on Friday night.
Yeah, we got to be better at that, Coach. We got to be better at kickoff team. You know, our defense has shown that it can hold people if we will keep the ball, on that other side of field position and make people have to drive the field. Let's make people have to drive the field and let's cover the kick, right? We cover the kick, we make them drive the field. That should be advantage to us. And we got to get better, and we got to find some guys, even this time of year, we got to find some guys that are willing to give it up and go be great tacklers on kickoff team.
7-point game midway in the third quarter. Then all of a sudden it becomes Albert Johnson time. As Johnson on the game, 308 total yards. That's the most for a Fulton running back since 2012 when Darrell Rollins Davis did it at Giles County. 3 touchdowns in the second half for Albert Johnson. It's been something that we've seen here the last couple of weeks is as the game goes along, he seems to get stronger.
Yeah. It's funny. I've purposely not looked at anybody's stats this year, not defensively, not like cumulative over the season stats. We nominated him for him, and we nominated Alan Derrick for Mr. Football this year, and I kind of got a glimpse at where he was from a yardage total, and I didn't know that he was that close to 1,000 yards. And I tried not to think about it all week because I wanted to just focus on what needed to be focused on, but really wanted him to get that and just wanted him to be a 1,000-yard rusher. I don't think he got it last season, but he was really close. But Al just has a knack for finding space in the run game. And, try not to overcoach him and just say, hey, this is kind of where we're trying to hit it at. And he just kind of finds it. And, his leadership has been good too. And I don't want that to go unnoticed. He's been trying to hold guys accountable, trying to lead the right way. So I've been proud of that. And then also, pass protection, trying to do it all right, trying to be the complete back. I mean, I've just been proud, super proud of him, and glad he had a night like tonight.
Al ties it up in the third quarter. A 15-yard touchdown run makes it 28-28. And really, for the next about 12 minutes of football, it becomes a field position battle as both teams' defenses really lock things down. You've got the advantage in the field position, but an unfortunate turnover sets up Carter in good field position, and they're able to take it down and score to take the lead with 6:16 remaining in the football game.
Yeah, another opportunity to fold up shop for our guys. Battle to get back in it, tie it up, and then you kind of have some unfortunate interception right there. A play we liked, Carter just made a good play there. And that one hurt. But again, I think you have to be able to flip it, get your defense out there, get lined up and play that next play. And Carter was able to punch it in right there. And again, not what we want, not what we expected, but I think the idea is to come line up and try to make a play.
So Gabe Dennis playing Wildcat quarterback, kind of an interesting game. You had 2 Wildcat quarterbacks, each threw 1 pass in the game, and they both went for touchdowns. One thrown by Womble, the other thrown by Dennis. All right, it's 35-28. You've got 6 minutes. There's still plenty of time. What was the mood of the sideline as you were getting ready to get the ball back?
Yeah, I thought we were okay. I thought we were in good shape. And I think we had confidence. I think especially up front, and I want to credit our offensive line. Those guys were playing some football tonight. A few of them going both ways. And again, Coach Kyler Long has really done a great job. I think those guys are kind of taking on his passion and his demeanor as a coach. But I think overall the mood was just, hey guys, like, there's no bones about what we got to do. We're not just trying to get it. We're not just trying to flip field position. We got to go punch it in.
So the Hornets take the lead. Albert Johnson, again, very quickly, Fulton answers back. Albert goes 52 yards to the end zone, right down the center of the field.
Yeah, guys opened it up front. Carter may have been running a little stunt there, and we were able to kind of kind of hit it, right down the pike. And Al, again, he's just got a knack for finding space in the run game, and he runs it hard. And once he sees it, I think he's trying to take it to the house.
Well, and the excitement was short-lived because the Falcons missed the extra point. It's 35-34, so that means Fulton's got to get the football back. Carter gets a huge kickoff return down to the 25-yard line. The clock is the enemy, field position is the enemy. Carter's moving the football. They have a first and goal situation down with about 2 minutes left in the game. Did you ever think at any point of about possibly letting Carter score to get the ball back to try to tie it up? Because if they had scored up 1, they would have been probably up 8, and that might have been the only chance. Or do you fight and try to keep them out of the end zone there?
Yeah, I wanted to fight. I had actually went over to Javon and started talking play calls for the next drive because I just, I didn't know if they were going to score, but, they were close. So I wanted to go ahead and start getting in his mind some ideas that I was thinking about so he can kind of know where the ball is. I can kind of coach him up. There was really nothing in my mind that said we were going to get it back that soon. I wanted to give our defense a chance to fight and hold them out, and even if they held them to a field goal or whatever, I wanted to give our guys a chance to fight. And I had already had some things in mind that I thought about would be good in a kind of a 2-minute situation. I was just worried that we were going to have to burn that last time out.
So Carter throws an interception on a deflection, and the player that made the interception was Noah Lyons.
Yeah, and again, Noah got beat on that touchdown from the Wildcat quarterback, or the guy lined up at Wildcat quarterback. I think it was Gabe Dennis. That was a great pass by him. We get a little bit of a deflection, and Noah comes down with it, and it was a huge play for us, man. It was a huge play for us. So again, Noah gets beat. He has every chance to say, man, forget it. I got beat. I let the team down. Let's just close up shop and take it home. And he's still battling, man, and he's still playing. And he makes a huge interception for us and just gives us a shot.
Well, the Falcons get the football back with about 2 minutes remaining in the game, 1 timeout. That's still a bit of time, but it's not a lot of time.
Right, yeah, and the clock's going, and I felt that we could get a few things going quickly. I just didn't know that we would get it going that quickly.
Well, and normally in a 2-minute drill, you're throwing the ball. In this case, you run the ball. Albert Johnson, 76 yards for the winning touchdown.
Yeah, I definitely didn't expect that tonight, Coach. Didn't expect that in that sequence. I felt like we were going to have to dink and dunk, kind of take some short stuff, try to get out of bounds. I think we were able to do that on second down there. Coach Collar Long and myself just kind of talked literally before the game about, the particular looks we would get, and we got the look we liked to run that play. And, some people would probably think it's nuts to call a run play in that play, and I still don't know if it was the right call, but our guys executed. So for that situation, that may not be the right call, but man, those boys up front don't know any different. They're just playing the play, right? They're not worried about the time, the situation, the scoreboard. Coach Long called this play, and this is what we're doing, and we're going to give it our best. And Al found the space, and man, it was a track meet after that.
So the Falcons retake the lead at 42-35 after getting the 2-point conversion. So there's a little bit of relief there knowing that you're up 7 with 90 seconds left. If Carter scores and kicks the extra point, you go to overtime. But you don't have to do that. The defense in that last series of plays does an outstanding job to get the ball back.
Wow. Well, I think we got an intentional grounding there, which is a loss of down, and that was huge. That bumped it. You lose yards, and it bumps it to third down. So, man, that was huge for us, and then we're able to hold them out there, and then you can kind of feel it a little bit. And of course, I'm just trying to get the clock down. I think they had 1 or 2 timeouts, but that defensive stop was key, and we got a chance to kind of pin our ears back a little bit and go get after it, and we got guys that can do that. So man, just proud of the guys and the resiliency and just the want to. Again, not playing the scoreboard, just playing football. And, what a win tonight.
Well, in a very exciting atmosphere, and I had a lot of folks tell me after the game just how probably the most excited our crowd had been in a long, long time. And I think our players fed off that, especially late in the game.
Yeah, I think so for sure. And you can hear the student section beating on that thing over there. But yeah, and I'm glad the crowd got into it, and I'm glad our guys felt that energy. Momentum is, some people don't believe in momentum, but man, I think it's a real thing, and we felt it. Once we got it, I think we were able to hold on. But glad that we had the people here tonight that was able to come support the guys and cheer them on and make them feel loved and supported. And again, I think this group really learned some things about themselves tonight. And what I hope we learned is, man, we can win a tough one. We don't have to beat everybody. Now it's good to win big, but I think there were some lessons tonight that you couldn't get if you win 42-7.
42-35 is the final score. The Falcons now 6-3 on the year, 3-1 in region play, and 4-0 at Bob Black Field this year. And now with the win tonight, you've set yourself up for the final game of the regular season against Gibbs on Thursday night. And it's going to be a battle for second place in the region and the opportunity to host a playoff game.
Yeah, what an opportunity for Fulton football. I don't want to make it about anything else. This is a great opportunity for our program, but it's the next game. And I really want people to know that, man, it's the next game. It's the next opportunity for our guys to line up and block and tackle and play for each other and let it be about that. And whatever it is as far as the implications, that's fine, but I just want our guys to go play football. They get to go line up one more time in the regular season and play with their brothers and line up and go block and tackle and let that be it. Scoreboard doesn't matter. It's who we are. We just go play.
It'll be a Thursday night game, Halloween night, Fulton versus Gibbs. So that means it's a shorter week of preparation. How do you make those adjustments?
Yeah, you just try to bump up Monday. You try to make Monday a little bit of a Monday and Tuesday. And you just try to handle it, like that. And then, Tuesday will be more of a Tuesday, Wednesday. So you kind of bring some days together. I've already talked with Coach Brown, a few of the other coaches, just about maximizing our time and, trying to ask what he thinks the week should look like from a defensive standpoint. So, we're just going to try to be smart with our guys because it is a shorter week. We want to, get our chance, give us a chance to get on our feet a little bit as far as maybe we got a few guys a little bit banged up, maybe just sore from not playing in 2 weeks. But yeah, I think you just try to combine those days and just take it, take your regular schedule and just kind of combine them in a shorter week.
And obviously it's Halloween, it's a holiday, but it's going to be an exciting opportunity for a game, and the team has earned an opportunity to play in a big game. We desperately need some fans in the stands to support the Falcons on Friday night or Thursday night.
It would be great, man. It would really mean a lot to have lots of fans, very similar to tonight, cheering the guys on. I think they've earned the support. I think they've represented well both on and off the field. I mean, it would really mean a lot to our team to have a lot of people. I know it's Halloween. I know it's trick-or-treat in the costumes, and I think you should. But I would love to have a lot of Fulton fans there cheering on the Falcons tonight.
It'll be a 7 o'clock kickoff Halloween night on Thursday, Fulton versus Gibbs, as the Falcons now 6-3 on the year. Gibbs will bring an 8-1 record into the football game. Coach Long, just all-around great night to be a Falcon.
Man, I kind of surreal a little bit, again, because you're just trying to play the next play, but man, I'm so happy that our guys was able to have a night like tonight. I hope they remember it and cherish it for a long time. But as far as this season, we'll have to put it to bed soon, and then we got to get back to work.
Final score: Fulton wins over the Carter Hornets by the final score of 42-35. That's the head coach of the Fulton Falcons, Justin Long. For everyone here at WKCS Radio, Robert Sheffield in the radio studio, Nicholas Slagle behind the scenes in the TV studio, and everyone that makes these broadcasts possible. This is Russell May saying thanks for watching tonight's edition of Fulton After Dark.